Christmas break, 1988, I tried crystal methamphetamine for the first time and taught myself to play the tambourine. I was 18 years old in Mission Beach, San Diego, fresh off the Greyhound from Marblehead, Massachusetts. And I just hooked up with my very first California girl, way out of my league. And I was in love and lust and all that stuff. And before she left for the holidays, she left me a packet of this stuff called Crystal that she said was going to help me with my songwriting. Because I told her I was voodoo star child, singer-songwriter who was going to save rock and roll for the next generation. And I'd shown her my brand new state-of-the-art neon orange full circle tambourine, the best that money could buy. The kind of tambourine that could be seen from the back row of the San Diego Sports Arena, according to the guy at the Guitar Center in Linda Vista. And I was convinced that this was my key to rock and roll stardom. So a few nights later, everybody's gone for the holidays, so like the whole complex is pretty much empty. There's Nino rainstorms, so I'm kind of stuck in the apartment. I got a couple bottles of Mickey's, Big Mouth, and I got my tambourine and the crystal. So I figure, oh, this would be a really good opportunity to learn the crystal and the tambourine. Now, I'd never been a powder drug guy before. I'm a pothead. That's my thing. Maybe some shrooms or something like that. But this girl is really hot, and she's a California girl, and they're the healthiest girls in the world. And I come from like a new age community by Salem, Massachusetts, and we're taught that crystals are positive agents of change. So I'm just gonna try this crystal, and I'm gonna be the best at it. So I chop up a line and I roll up a bill and I snort it up, and it hurts so bad. It felt like I sliced the insides of my nostrils with bleach-soaked razor blades. I'm like, oh my God, this hurts. And then I put my cassette tape of the Monkees' greatest hits on and began to play the tambourine. So I'm about halfway through the last train to Clarksville when I have my first backwash effect. For those of you who've never tried powder drugs before, after they burn a hole through your sinus passage, it shoots back against your throat, and it sticks there for a while until it slowly drips. It's like a spitball almost, and then it kind of dissipates in your mouth. And in that moment, you can taste each specific flavor of each individual chemical that some redneck amateur scientist has in a bucket underneath his double wide in inland San Diego. It's fucking gross. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. And I go back to playing the tambourine, and it's not long before it becomes really obvious that I'm way too good a tambourine player for the Monkees. So I turned that off. That's rookie shit. And I put the radio on, and I turned it to 91X. That's like the K-Rock of San Diego, alternative rock music. And it just so happens they're counting down the top 91 records of 1988. So I'm like, awesome. Now I'll know how to play every song. And so I start just jamming away and turn the volume up to 10, and I'm starting to feel it, and the speed's kicking in now, and I'm finding my groove. And after about 20 songs or so, it suddenly occurs to me, I'm an amazing tambourine player. I'm a freaking prodigy. How did I never know this before? I can even play along with the commercials, go see Cal, go see Cal. And and it was freaking amazing. And so I'm just jamming away and just really discovering that I can play every kind of music. And after about 40 songs in, I have this eureka moment where I discover that if instead of just shaking the tambourine and just hitting the fleshy parts of my body, if I focus on the dull part of the solid part of the tambourine and I smash it against exposed bone, that would have a fuller, more resonant sound like this. And I'm convinced that this is the Da Vinci's Code to rock stardom. So now I'm just wailing away on my skull and my sternum and my kneecaps and my jaw, my shoulder blades, and I'm just beating myself into this like rock and roll euphoria where I'm like picturing myself on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Voodoo, Star Child, badass tambourine man. He's wicked awesome. Yeah! And the countdown's ending. Number one song, I know everyone always asks me. It was Susie and the Banshees, Peekaboo. You know that, do. And it's like that do. And then it has that like poo, 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 poo. So I'm just like boom, 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 boom. And the countdown ends, and I'm still going. And I'm like, man, there's going to be more music I can innovate with my tambourining. So I start breaking out all my heaviest music, like the black bands, Big Black, Black Flag, Black Sabbath, Sonic Youth. And I'm just like wailing away till the wee hours of the morning. And I pass out on the couch. And the next afternoon, I wake up because my neighbor's like pounding on the door. So I get up, and he's pissed. He's like, dude, what the fuck were you doing with that tambourine all night? My girlfriend and I couldn't get to sleep. I said, yeah, I finally tried crystal and taught myself how to play. It was awesome. And he said, dude, you ever mess around, pull some shit like that again, I'm going to kick your ass. And have you seen like a mirror? And I'm like, no. So I go in the bathroom, like I'm wearing my boxers because I just woke up. And like I'm covered in like welts and gashes and like bruises. I have like caked blood on my face. And yeah, and I go in the den, and it's just a wreck. The bottles are toppled over. There's cymbals scattered everywhere because I obliterated the tambourine. And like I see like my face in the mirror with all this like leftover crystal and shit on there, and I look like I lost a fight in a car with Conor McGregor or something. And I'm like seeing myself all pathetic. I'm like, dude, if you keep doing this, you're going to die. And that's the only time I ever messed around with the tambourine. Thank you.